Anyway, so what I'm doing now, guys, is I'm learning to talk on my own over here, learning to become the best version of myself differently, and I'm looking to help myself to improve. But I need to go and grow myself differently, and I'm making sure that no matter what I'm doing, I'm learning to focus upon my life in different ways, and I'm looking to help myself. And I'm learning my life. I'm learning how to understand straight away that I need to grow myself in different ways. So focusing on helping myself to become smarter in front of the mirror sometimes helps me to become a stronger person. I really do invest my time much better than ever before, and I'm learning very quickly about life. So what I want to do now is help myself to experience much more than I can, and I'm learning very quickly about life. So I'm helping myself to penetrate a better way, and I'm learning quickly how to deal with my life. I can say straight away I'm learning very quickly how I've just been checking my teeth, and I'm looking to understand straight away that you guys must understand straight away how you need to grow. But because I grow myself differently, and because I focus upon my life much greater than ever before, I'm learning much quicker about life itself. So I'm understanding straight away how I feel, and how I feel is different. And I understand straight away how I need to always penetrate much better in different ways. And I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm looking for a better way of dealing with my life to improve myself. And I'm helping myself to grow. I'm helping myself to understand straight away that no matter what I'm doing, that today is the best day of my life. And I'm focusing on understanding that it's time to go sleep. So it's time to go sleep very soon. I realize it's much more how I feel. See, early to go sleep and early to rise, yeah? I mean, I understand that straight away. And I understand straight away it's much more how it is. And then in the morning, I have to consume content. I understand straight away that I have to be in the 1 hour rule. 1 hour rule. I need to see the 1 hour. I see the 1 hour rule is what helps me live. I understand the 1 hour rule helps me live this life much more. I'm understanding that. It's more how I feel. I'm focusing on a greater way of life. A little bit that way. But actually, it's more how I understand straight away. I love my beard the way it is at the moment. And I never want to chop up my beard. I want to have a beard always, throughout life. Because it's much better for me, personally. And I'm grooming myself faster as well. I'm doing a greater way of grooming faster. And I'm learning how to help myself to maneuver my way through life much greater. I'm helping myself to see that no matter what day, it's much more how I color code everything. And I'm learning to develop my life. I'm learning to have orientation and sexual orientation with my words. I'm learning to be a greater service towards myself and people in life, and I'm learning to find the words to say. I mean, that's how I do life, and how I do life is different. And I have my nice and beautiful time differently, and I'm looking to understand to just enjoy, and I'm enjoying my life differently. I'm looking for a better way of dealing with life, and I'm helping myself to do that nice and beautiful way of life differently, and I'm enjoying myself, and that's how I feel. I feel different. I understand that no matter what, I'm learning how I feel. I'm learning how once I close my eyes, I have all these images of all these women, and I'm seeing sex, and I'm seeing all this imagery of women, and there's a naked woman who are in my imagination. I can see Ashley Massara as one of them. I see. Anyway, see, Ashley Massario did commit suicide, and she died. Actually, she's alive. I see she's alive, but she went away from this world. I'm learning how to grow myself differently, and I'm helping myself to grow. I'm learning different ways of being. I'm learning different ways of being, guys. I'm learning to nicely improve myself, and learn to life coach myself into freedom, and that's how I feel. I feel nice and beautiful. See, so anyway, guys, so now I'm alone in the house over here, and a little bit that way, I make sure that no matter what, that I'm looking for a great way of doing stuff today. I'm making sure that I can go and really help myself to improve myself. So I'm doing a great job for myself, at least, to make sure that no matter what, that I'm learning how to grow myself. So it's much more how I have to do the 1 hour rule every single day of my life here in New South Wales, Sydney this year in 2021. And something that is contracting, I have to be contracting toward the word I. I have to be understanding straight away that I need to support myself, doing a great job for myself at least. And that's how I feel. I feel very different. I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life. And I'm helping myself to see exactly what I need to do to succeed differently. See, it's much more how it is, guys. And as I grow myself differently, I'm helping myself to enjoy. And what I'm doing over here is helping myself to have a greater sense of time and freedom for my life. I see the next phases of my life is family, with kids, and myself with the 9 to 5, and also with my mum and I, and that's a free roll. I see now. Then after that is me and my wife alone, and that's a free roll. And then that's after my mum passes away, and after that is just me with my free roll. And I'm learning how the next 30 years I have to work the 9 to 5 only. But it's only how I'm delivering content much quicker. I'm delivering something much better than that. And I'm learning very quickly about inspirational people and how they find themselves attractive, and how people go around the world being positive all their lives in terms of life, and how people all their lives I realize in terms of life, I realize how people all their lives, in terms of people who are doing, I understand people who are doing much better in terms of all the time, to make sure that no matter what, they're doing better all the time, all their lifetimes, and they actually understand straight away that no matter what, that all their lives have to be much better. And I'm looking for better ways of dealing with my life over here. I'm enjoying myself. I'm making sure I'm helping myself to improve. And who's going to watch this? I brush your eye. I'm watching. I'm understanding straight away how I need to talk it out. I need to be able to create books and much more knowledge. I understand how it feels to do all that. And I'm learning very quickly about planning my life forward. And I understand moving forward is the way to go for me, because it's the most affordable way anyway for me, personally. I'm learning very quickly about life for myself, and I let go and I let God do the work. I see straight away that no matter what I'm doing, I'm learning to have a great sense of integrity, to help myself to move forward, and I'm learning very quickly about life. So what I want to do is just keep speaking more words all day long, and I want to understand straight away that it's much more how it is. But at my mum's house, once I wake up, I start doing my business. I start doing what I do, and that's it. Honestly, it's much more how I feel. That I'm learning very quickly about life, and I'm learning how to indulge in a greater certainty. I'm learning to have much more greater of an empathy time length. I'm learning how to quickly find correspondence toward myself, but I never want to talk to people online. I see it's much more how I feel, that if I send family a message online, I can, but it's more how I'm updating myself with them and what's going on with me and stuff like that. I see anyway. I see with Dr. Lelebog Todorovic, I told him over here that I did throw the fish in the drain. It turns out in the toilet drain. And I did flush the fish down the toilet. So now I just let it be that way. And I'm learning very quickly about life. But it's more how I'm learning very quickly about understanding that it's much more how I need to understand that my dad still never knows exactly who threw the fish, because he never heard it from my mouth. And now it's much more how it is. And my dad went around telling everybody how I threw his fish down the toilet drain. So anyway, I see it's much more how I need to help myself to grow. And I'm living a different lifestyle. I'm living differently, but it's more how I feel. I'm living a better lifestyle than working 9 to 5 right now. And I'm learning very quickly that if I work the 9 to 5 now, actually it just drags me away from my passions. And I understand that, so I want to delay the 9 to 5 as much as possible. I want to get myself on disability support pension, and I'll let that be, and then we'll see with the doctor what to do. I see anyway. I'm very quickly noting it all out with myself. I'm going to find myself a great way of being, and I'm learning very quickly about life in the process of doing my life much greater. So I realized something. If you come back to the word I always, and the word I is something that helps people to succeed differently. But it's much more how I feel. I feel that my life is much better than yesterday. I understand that. But never did I expect this. And it's much more how I'm less rude. I grew up much better. I'm much better as a human being. I understand how people reject you. I understand how people go their own ways, this way, and this way, and these ways. I'm understanding how to help myself to explore knowledge, and I'm exploring knowledge. I'm exploring knowledge differently. I have to do my synonyms and antonyms as well. I'm learning in the process of life itself. I'm trying to do a better job for myself. I'm trying to help myself to deliver content. So that's how I see life. I see life differently. I see life in a way of difference. And I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to just deliver content in terms of life differently. And that's it. Which that's all you can do, but you have to understand straight away and you need to put yourself in a position to grow yourself. And that's what you need to do daily. You need to focus upon life, another way. First you need to focus upon life and helping yourself to find a better way of dealing with life so you can understand straight away how to be different. So I'm learning how I have more space than other people in other ways, and how I have more success in other ways than other people. And I'm learning how to quickly just acknowledge myself to keep going. So I'm helping myself to improve, and that's how I feel. I feel life is different, and I'm learning very quickly about life. And that's it. I'm learning how to understand straight away that no matter what I'm doing, that I'm enjoying myself differently, and since I enjoy myself differently, I'm learning how to love my life differently. So I need to go and help myself to love my life, and that's how I actually feel. I feel different. I feel nice and beautiful for myself, and I feel how other people may find me boring, but it's much more how I feel that no matter what, I'm doing my best job that I can. And I'm never boring, and I'm never boring because I have always something to do. And I'm learning very quickly about life, so I'm understanding straight away I need to go and dwell upon something better for myself. I need to find ideas and ideas and ideas and give you those ideas very quickly so I can go and grow myself differently. So what I do now is I help myself to expand myself in English, and I fossilize myself to do a greater job, and that's it. I promise you must understand straight away that no matter what I'm doing a great job for myself. And since I'm actually doing a great job for myself, I'm looking for better ways to improve myself at least. And that's it. I promise you. I promise you now I'm understanding how to grow my love for I. I'm understanding that no matter what, I have more than enough success over here to love my life. I'm learning very quickly to never itch or scratch, but to massage it. I'm learning how to massage everything possible. And as soon as you massage it, it's much more how it is in terms of life. And that's how you have to understand straight away. You need to grow and grow yourself. And as you grow yourself, you find out something new and you learn something new along the way. And you have to wake up earlier. And I feel that I've been sleeping too late in terms of sleeping early to wake up later. I understand. I have to wake up early and sleep early. I love how. Actually, that's the whole dream, the notion. And I have to do that on my own. But it's much more how I feel. It's much more how I need to grow myself this way. And it's much more how I need to help myself to deliver information, services. So as I really grow myself differently, I'm definitely helping myself to improve myself. And that's how I need to go and grow myself. But you have to understand how to love your life. And since you guys understand how to love your life, then you have to understand straight away to keep going and keep helping yourself to grow. Honestly, that's it. Honestly, if you can understand how to grow yourself differently, then you can understand straight away how to be much more fluent in what you're saying. And that way you're enjoying your life and you're making sure that you're getting up to the attention span of helping yourself to do better. I never kill anybody. I'm living in the woods, guys, and I understand straight away that as I live in the woods, I can bypass the physical realm because I live in the woods, and that's how it is. First, you must understand straight away that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly how to just have myself a good time with myself, and I'm learning how to do a greater job for myself as well. But since I'm actually understanding how popularity goes for me personally, I'm learning how to dwell upon life much greater. So I'm understanding straight away that I'm learning how to just talk and talk and talk. And as I talk and talk and talk, it's like me writing it down electronically. But I'm doing it physically via voice tone. And now it's much better. First, it's much better. Otherwise, first, it's much better than ever. And I need to actually help myself to have a career this way and to support myself to do greater. Actually, it's much more how I feel. And no matter what I'm doing, I'm learning. I'm learning something for nothing. I'm learning how to help myself to exemplify something, to grow myself, and to help myself to love life. And that's how I feel. I feel different. I feel that no matter what, I have a great time with myself. And since I have a great time with myself, I'm learning very quickly about life. And that's how I see life. I see life differently. I see life is helping me move forward. I feel that no matter what, I have a nice and beautiful life. And since I have a nice and beautiful life, I need a more pleasant feel to it. I need to have a much more greater empathy toward myself over here, to love my life differently and to make sure that I have more enough success all the time differently to love my life differently. And that's it. Honestly, it's much more how I feel. And how I feel is different. How I feel is that I love myself differently, and I make sure always to outperform myself and to make sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm just always enjoying myself, and I'm enjoying myself to the best I can, and I'm learning very quickly about life, and that's how I feel. I feel much more different. I'm learning how I could have had a baby early in this life, but luckily I never did because I have a better life now. And that's it. Honestly, it's much more how I feel. I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to help myself to move forward. And as I move forward, I'm learning very quickly about life itself. I'm learning to have evacuation plans to teach myself how to grow. And I'm learning how to love life in the process. So no matter what I'm doing, I understand the worst thing that can happen to you is where you either die for some reason, or if your kids get taken away from you because you're unable to support them. So actually that's some stuff of the worst aspects of life that can happen. And make sure you can always afford to have kids. And that's it. At the moment, I can afford to do I only. I feel that no matter what, I'm looking at how people are judging me throughout time, and how people see me and people judge me, and people say, yeah, that's him, and I understand straight away how I'm feeling throughout life differently. I'm learning something different along the way, But I never need cigarettes. I never need cigarettes. I never need drugs. I never need caffeine. I never need meat. I'm a vegan. I need veganism in my life. And I'm learning very quickly about life. And I'm always full of food. I'm full of food to eat, always. I have food to eat. I have spaghetti, I have rice, I have red kidney beans, I have tomato, I have cannella beans, I have soy milk and Weet-Bix. I have more than enough. I have more than enough for 2 days of food. So it's more how I feel. And how I feel is different. But my dad, my dad has bread. And let's have a look. First, he has 1 egg. First, he has some soup. And he has a watermelon and some fruits. So he has peanuts. See, it's much more how I feel. So he has water and juice. Interesting. I'm richer. I have richer food appliance. I'm richer than my dad in food. But all he has to do is ask me to get him food, and I can get him food. And it's no worries. And I'm learning very quickly about life. And I'm learning how I have food on the table. I have food always. That is the best kind of food to eat. I have the best kind of food to eat, always. And that's how I feel. And I'm different. I'm learning something different always. And I'm learning how to help myself to love life. I always have money. I always have money in my pocket. I'm always somebody who has money. And I see it's Father's Day coming up on Sunday. See Father's Day. And I can give my dad some money. Say Father's Day Australia is on the 5th of September. So what I do is I go to give my dad $50 for Father's Day. I give him $50. I hand it over to him. I give him $50. I just send him to him. I send him $50. And that'll be that way. I'm learning how to help myself to just dwell upon life much greater. And that's how I feel. I feel different. And I'm learning something different anyway. I'm learning how to be the best version of myself. And I'm learning to help myself to improve myself. I'm learning to help myself to find a greater system of life. And that's how I feel. I feel different. I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to help myself to understand that I'm talking, and I'm finding new ideas to speak to you. I'm understanding straight away I can do my Instagram stories. I do my Instagram while talking to you. I can do Netflix and chill while talking to you. I can do music production. I can do music. I can do anything while talking to you online. And I'm learning very quickly about how I go for a walk. And I'm learning how to understand straight away that it's much more how I feel. And what I need to do is help myself to do some Netflix and live that way. I feel like doing Netflix now. And I'm learning very quickly about life. And since I'm actually learning, I'm growing in the best kind of way and direction. And I have a better way of life this way. And I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to improve myself, especially. And that's how I feel. I feel that no matter what, that I am the way, I am the light. I'm learning how to help myself to persuade myself to do greater. I'm experiencing something of a greater lifestyle for myself. And I'm enjoying myself in the process of life. I'm making sure I'm helping myself to improve. And that's how I see life. I see life differently, guys. And since I actually see life differently, I'm helping myself to improve myself daily. So that's how I see what's going on in life in different ways of art form. I'm learning how to help myself to elaborate much more differently, and I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about life. Honestly, you guys need to wake up to yourself, and you need to help yourself to do words of encouragement early in the morning, and you have to start teaching people early in the morning how to actually live life. Because no matter what I'm doing, I'm always passionate. I'm passionate to give life. I'm passionate to help myself to understand how to give much more. And it's only by giving life can you actually have life. And you can never have life by taking life away. I mean, you understand? I mean, make sure you never take. Make sure you never take away anything. I mean, never ever subtract your life, but increase it. I mean, increase your life, guys. And that way you're enjoying yourself differently, and I'm making sure that no matter what, that you guys understand straight away that as I lift myself over here, I'm looking for better ways to help my life to succeed differently, and I'm looking for better attempts at working a better job for myself. To help myself to succeed differently is the best stepping stone for me. So personally, I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning to help myself to dwell upon something much greater for myself. So that's what I do. I focus on helping myself to understand straight away that everybody physically is drawn down eventually, physically, but spiritually and mentally, you're always there spiritually and mentally, of course you. Spiritually and mentally, you can always do spiritual aspects of life. But it's much more how people have to understand straight away that you start getting much more in age, and what happens is the physical body starts to deteriorate, and your cells start to change as well. And you start to age as well, and you grow up as a different human being. And that way you're enjoying yourself, yeah? I mean, every single time every single time I'm enjoying myself, I'm looking for something greater. I'm looking for something greater to do in daily life. I'm looking for a better way of improving myself. And I'm enjoying myself, yeah? I'm making sure anyway that what I need to do is focus upon help myself to deliver content. But I'm enjoying Netflix at the moment, and I'm enjoying how people are living life and how they live life and how they do life and stuff like that. I see it's much more how you have to understand straight away that people are always showing you how to live life via images. And you must understand to live life like Jesus Christ lives life. And only ever follow Jesus Christ. Only ever follow Jesus Christ, guys, because Jesus Christ is your only guarantee through your life.
I can say in terms of life that if you follow Jesus Christ, you'll find the way. Because I am the way, and Jesus Christ is. And that way you'll understand straight away what I mean. That I is the way. I am the way. I am the Omega. I mean, yes then. I is the best word in the dictionary. And you have to follow it. I promise you now, every single time I'm learning something, I'm learning how to dwell upon my life much greater. I'm learning how I save some money up. I can go traveling. I can go see some parts of Australia much more. But it's more how I need to get my DJ deck as well. And it's much more how I feel. I feel different. I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about learning to become a star for myself. So it's much more how I feel, my energy as well. See, my energy for all of that is starting to rise and rise. I'm starting to rise with my time. I'm learning how to quickly just enjoy myself differently. And I'm helping myself to love life. See, it's all I can do. See, it's everything I can do. So what I do anyway is help myself to love life differently. So I'm focusing on helping myself to show myself how people live life and I see in terms of life. So every single time I'm learning how to reciprocate a great way of dealing with life because it's more how it is. And you guys have to understand straight away how I feel. I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about how I'm a star in my life. I'm making sure anyway that what I want to do is learn to teach you guys more and more about life. I'm looking to practice my speech every single day of my life. I have to be practicing my speech anyway. I have to be talking better. I have to be talking better always. I never need porn. I never need masturbation. And I'm learning very quickly about how to overcome that always. And I'm learning how to understand straight away that you guys need to delay gratification as much as possible to help yourself to grow life. And if you're helping yourself to grow in life, then you're helping yourself to make sure that you succumb to a better way of life for yourself. And that way I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how people attack you and make you feel like they own the place. I'm understanding straight away how they never understand what they're doing. And it's much more how I feel. That they just want to see the answer while they attack you. And they question you, and they're questioning you and questioning you to figure out what happened so they can kick you out. I promise you, yeah. I promise you, it's more how I feel. And understand straight away how it's more how it is. And they question you to kick you out. And they hope that you are saying something that is the truth. So speak the truth always, guys, and learn to understand straight away how life is the truth. And the truth shall set you free. And that way you're learning to enjoy. I mean, you're learning to enjoy your life, yeah? And that way you're improving yourself. But I feel that no matter what, I feel that most people gain success in life. I'm learning how you guys need to have great success in your life. And you need to understand straight away how to be much more of a blessing in your life, to love your life differently, and to make sure that no matter what day, it's much more how I feel. I feel I've been stopping myself in a better way. I'm making sure I'm talking in a better way. I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to grow, myself especially. And I'm learning how to quickly help myself to find aspects of life that helps me to grow. But since I'm alone, I mean, that's why I'm feeling like a failure. But I'm not a failure. I mean, yes, and I'm somebody who counts. I'm somebody who is doing something about life. I'm doing something in life. I have something to do every single day of my life. I'm always consistent on YouTube. I'm consistent with what I do. And I'm learning very quickly about life itself. And now, what do I do about my nice and beautiful promotion of me? Apparently that's different. Apparently it's all different. Apparently it's much more how I understand something. I understand that I need to help myself to change positions. And I'm learning very quickly about life itself. I'm learning to help myself to improve upon my life over here. I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about how alone I am. And what is it about me anyway? About life. I'm pretty sure nobody can help you except you. Pretty sure all you can do today is help yourself to learn how to live today. Pretty sure learn how to live one step at a time. I mean, just learn how to live one step at a time. And that way you're enjoying yourself, yeah? I mean, just enjoy yourself differently. I mean, learn to help yourself to appreciate yourself in different ways. I mean, learn to help yourself to understand something, that you have to live life one day at a time, yeah? And you have to learn how to penetrate life much greater. Because life changes as time goes on. Life is changing always. You have to understand straight away how you need to grow yourself, yeah? And you need to help yourself to move forward. But I say it's more how I feel. I say it's more how I feel. I feel that no matter what, that as I learn to grow myself differently, that I'm helping myself to find potential in myself, at least, to grow and outgrow myself. And I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm helping myself to outperform myself, especially. So as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for better ways to deal with life. I'm looking for better ways to help my life to succeed. I'm helping myself to love life differently, and I'm looking for better ways to deal with life anyway. So what I want to do is talk more words. And I have to go shower and I have to go have a bath. But it's not sure how I feel. I feel different. I feel that I'm learning very quickly about life. And that I'm learning something different. I'm learning something different upon life itself. I'm learning how to become much greater for myself regardless of the situation. But it's more how I'm understanding straight away to feel my way through life. And as I feel my way through life, I'm looking to learn something. I'm looking to exacerbate myself in ways of encouragement. I'm looking to help myself grow in different ways. And that's it. Actually, if you can help yourself grow in different ways, you can understand straight away what I'm doing. And I'll help myself to love myself differently. And that's how I feel. I feel that there's no excuses in life. You must never make excuses for your life. But it's more how I understand straight away to just grow myself. So I'm just getting the shower, guys. I'm just going to the shower now. I'm making sure you guys understand straight away that I'm learning very quickly about life. And
What I'm learning is to just shower myself and to help myself improve. I'm making sure myself over here. I'm learning to help myself to love life. I'm learning to help myself to improve, because that's what I do. I'm learning to help myself to become the best version of myself, guys. I'm becoming the best version of myself always. And I'm learning to help myself to grow. And that's it. You must understand how I love life. So it's more how I feel. I feel very different. And because I feel very different, I'm understanding straight away how much more alive I am. I'm making sure you guys understand straight away that I feel nice and beautiful for myself. And I'm learning very quickly about life, yeah? I'm learning to help myself to succeed. So as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for the potential of helping myself to improve. And I'm learning to love my life differently. So that's why I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how early life is for me. I'm learning how life is going for me as well. Because I'm trying to help myself to succeed. And I'm trying to become the best version of myself anyway. And that's how I feel. I feel very different. I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life. But as I learn about life and freedom, I'm learning how to have success in my life. And I'm learning how to love my life differently. So it's more how I feel. I feel that no matter what, everything is different in my life, especially. And as I'm actually doing my life differently, I'm looking to find a greater meaning of life with myself, to help myself to succeed differently, and I'm helping myself to love life in a greater dimension. So that's how I feel. I feel very different, I feel alive, I feel special, and that's how I understand something. I'm understanding my life is just the way it is. But I'm learning anyway. So I have a better job than those people. I'm understanding that my job is every single day just learning to encourage you daily to love life. And I'm improving myself in my habits. And my habits are improving along the way. Because I'm learning to help myself to improve along the way. I'm helping myself to love life differently. And that's how I'm feeling. And I'm feeling much more different, I'm feeling much more alive. And why is that? I feel because I'm learning how to succeed in my own accommodation. I'm learning how to love my life differently. I'm helping myself to succeed differently. I'm just learning. I'm learning the different architectures of life differently. And it just works out for me. I would say it works out for me to help myself to succeed. Oh, I understand something. I understand that too much talking is good for you. And you need to be able to study upon life much greater daily to love your life. Because if you can love your life daily, like I can, then you can actually be someone. And that way I'm understanding straight away how I feel. I feel that no matter what I'm doing, I'm learning how to help myself to grow. So it's more how I feel around life. And since I'm actually learning how to grow myself, I'm running life to the fullest. I'm helping myself to absorb information. I'm helping myself to love life in the best kind of way. And that's it, guys. I learn how to actually love your life in the best kind of way forward, so you can go and help yourself to love life, and you're helping your most beautiful way of life move forward. And that's how I feel. I feel different. I care about Jesus Christ. I care about you. I care about helping you guys because I care about helping myself. And without myself over here, there is no chance to live life. So I'm learning the beautiful art of Feng Shui. I'm learning Feng Shui, guys. I'm learning different areas of life. I'm learning that aspect of life that helps me to move forward differently. I'm showing myself a great time. I'm helping myself to improve. And that's it. I promise you, if you can help yourself to improve, then you can love life. I mean, you understand? I promise you, you must understand how to grow yourself, yeah? And have a daily shower. I mean, have daily showers in life so you can improve. And so people can realize your talent and love your life differently, yeah? I promise you, it's more how it is. I feel that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly how to live life. I'm learning how to have fun awareness of my life. I'm learning to become the best person for myself over here. I'm learning to help myself to improve. And that's it. I promise you now, for myself, I need to find more strategies to help myself to succeed differently. I understand straight away how I feel. I feel different. I feel that no matter what, I'm never wasting time. And I'm learning something in the process of what I'm doing. I'm not saying I'm living better than how I was living around Australia when I was travelling around Australia. I'm living better now, and I'm learning something in the process. I'm learning how I can go to Q-Space Hotel, but nah, I don't need the Q-Space Hotel for now. And I'm learning how to help myself to improve myself, especially. So what I want to do is love my life differently, and I want to help myself to love life in the best domain. I'm learning how I can travel to Q-Space Hotel. I can go to Q-Space Hotel if I want to for one night, but I don't need to go over there. I'll stay over here with my dad. Stay over here because of lockout laws anyway. I realised for me to go overseas somewhere, in terms of to travel now to New Zealand, which I can go travel New Zealand. I can go to New Zealand, but I have to do a COVID test in quarantine for 14 days. And I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to help myself to do better. So I'm learning how to help myself to grow, myself especially. So that's how I feel. I feel the government of Australia never gives you the allowance when you're going overseas, because they require you to search for a 9-to-5 job, and that's why. And I'm learning very quickly about life in terms of how I can live this life much greater, for myself at least.
and I'm very different toward how I live life. I'm living life differently all the time. I'm making sure I'm learning aspects of my life differently, and I'm helping myself to improve myself at least. And that's how I feel. I feel different. I feel vibing. I feel like put on the top half of my body trend first, and then I put the bottom half on. So when I have a shower, I feel great, and once I have a shower, I put on clothing, but I put on the top half of my upper body wear first, and then I put the bottom half on. So I put the top clothing on first, and then I put the bottom half. Because the top half of your body is much bigger than the bottom half of your body. And that's how it feels to succeed, yeah? Oh shit. It's more how I feel. You guys have to enjoy yourself differently, yeah? I'm learning anyway how to persuade myself to grow myself, so I'm learning quickly how to do better for myself in a world that's actually doing much better as well. And that's it. Anyway, since I'm actually understanding that the world's coming back to normal, and you guys have to deal with life in a different way toward how I live life, and you guys are very different toward me, and you must understand straight away. I'm learning very quickly about life, and I'm learning how to have much more ingenious, better ways of dealing with life moving forward, because I'm learning very quickly how to become the best version of myself differently, and I'm learning I have more space over here in my dad's house, in terms of my dad's physical house, than Q Space Hotel, and it's free entry over here. See, it's free living. So I'd rather live here with much more space than the Q Space Hotel for now. I understand Q Space Hotel has internet, but it's better living here with my dad at the moment, and then Q Space Hotel. I realise anyway. I'm gonna say, as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for better ways to improve myself. I'm looking for a better way to deal with life, but I'm enjoying myself. I mean, what do you say to a person who has no mother and father and is looking for accommodation somewhere with his wife and kids? Why don't you try to find a 1-bedroom apartment deal and try to sleep in 1-bedroom apartment deal? For me it's X-Base over here. It's much more how I feel. It's $40 a day and $20 a day each, and learn to work and live in those conditions for quite a while. I feel how people are getting mortgages these days, and they get a mortgage rate and they owe money to the bank, and that's a liability. I see it's much more how it is, and I'm focusing on helping myself to grow, and I'm learning very quickly about life. So what I want to do is help myself to love life differently. I need to brush my teeth. I need to help myself to grow. And I feel that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about life. I feel like understanding something that when I feel like sleeping, it's more because of how I'm feeling, but it's not because of how I'm feeling. I never feel like sleeping. I understand straight away. It's much more how I can doze off now. I can go to sleep. I can go to sleep and just never worry about anything. See, it's more waking up. See, it's more waking up and creating the morning sun in the air that I breathe. I feel that no matter what, I have to improve myself. But what kind of video software can I do out there that can help me to export my images and my videos very quickly? Actually, that's the thing. Actually, if you're learning to help yourself to understand Logic Pro, actually Logic Pro can export video software. I understand straight away to just do everything with Mega Drive and just go and invest more time into that. And I'm learning very quickly about life. Anyway, I'm learning how to love life differently. And people never find me interesting because something about me they never find interesting. Or actually, if I look at myself in the mirror from their point of view, I mean, do I find myself interesting? Personally, no. I never find myself interesting, man. I never find this bloke interesting. I mean, why? Well, actually, it's more because of how that guy there is just posting about YouTube something, and he's posting something on YouTube, and he's posting Instagram content, but how's it helping me? I have to make him more aware. So I understand straight away that this guy who has Danny Milivojevic tag line has all the videos. I mean, he has the videos. I mean, he has the Instagram, but somehow he's never catching me because of how he's interacting with me. Or he never seems like somebody who's interactive with the people. See, he's more able to interact with people and he's interacting with people, but he's never personally interacting with me. I see, I see it's much more how I'm doing the same as Gary Vaynerchuk. And it's much more how I feel that I'm learning very quickly about life. I see it's much more how I need to help myself to grow. And since I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, that my Mega Drive is something different, I'm learning how quickly I can do life. Unfortunately, I never care. Unfortunately, now what I need to do is somehow interact with people on YouTube. I'm doing that. I see. I asked Jesus Christ what to do. I said Jesus Christ says I have to do better. I have to do better than what I'm doing now. Because I see straight away that if I never improve myself now, if I never improve myself in how I'm living life now, then guess what, bro? It's much more how I feel. That it becomes worse off for me. So try to become someone who is improving all the time with life itself, yeah? I see. Anyway, try to live now. I mean, try to live now in this moment. I mean, try to live in this moment now. I mean, try to do something now to improve your life. I mean, that's all I can do now. I'm understanding that. I'm understanding that no matter what, that I'm looking for better ways to do life now. I understand I can consume content. I'm learning something now. I'm learning how to help myself to improve, yeah?
and I'm learning how to help myself to find better ways.